So now I'm offering a reflection. So you could take this as something to journal, something to sit and contemplate, and some questions might resonate and some you could disregard. Take what feels right for you. And so when you're thinking about connecting, building a relationship, or working with the relationship you're in, how often do you think about what that other person gives you or what isn't working correctly? So focusing on that spectrum of lack, and then what is under that? Why is the focus, why is the dial turned in that direction of not having enough in the connection or not believing enough in the connection? What is the undercurrent in that? And so setting aside another person, how you want a connection to look, a relationship to play out, can you take another person out of the connection, out of the equation in this moment and reflect wholeheartedly on you without thinking of another, without thinking of self-sacrifice or victim mentality? Just kind of set all those mindsets aside and look at you today. And what do you need? What do you need? Like, what are your baseline needs? What is important to you? What is important to you? How often do we change or give up things that are important to us in a connection? How often do we voice what we need in a connection? And before it can be communicated to another, it has to be assessed within. What do you need? And what energies do you want in your life? So what energies do you want to surround yourself with? Well, not looking at emotions, not looking at words or doing, rather being. How do you want to be in your life? How do you want to show up in your life? How do you want to feel on an energetic level? And what energies would support that momentum, that currency that you want to nurture? What energies do you want in your life? And what feels like home? When do you feel at home? Like that solid, stable, homey, cozy feeling. When do you feel like that? And how do you recognize love? Is there something between the two there? And how much of how you recognize love is based on your home life, based on the past? And what actions, feelings do you look for to feel at home? Whether it is like a certain type of meal, whether it is an activity. When do you feel grounded and supported? Like all is well, like the foundation is firm, the infrastructure is there. What does that look like? What mindset are you in to feel grounded and supported? What factors are there for you to feel grounded and supported? And how can you provide this for yourself rather than kind of handing yourself over to another person, another human being, to a connection, to even a job place? How can you find that stability within yourself? Rock solid, strong, capable, believing that you are worthy to receive, believing that you are capable of creating the life that you want to live, the relationship you want to be in. What is your intention for connection? Like, why do you want to be in this particular relationship? Why do you want to connect, marry, love? Why? What is your intention? Is there a sense of fear that like you're running out of time? Are you afraid to be alone? Have you had periods of time when you're alone? Are there insecurities, some sort of expectations that are driving you to marriage, driving you to feel like you need to be in a relationship? What is your intention? Is it clear and wholehearted? When you consider partnership, a life with someone, what do you see as your foundation? What is the core of the connection? So when you think about yourself coming from a grounded place and your partner coming from a grounded place, what is the grounded place within the connection? What are your core beliefs, values, and needs? What are your core beliefs, values, and needs? What do you value in life? What is important to you? What is your basic belief system? What's non-negotiable? What are you willing to compromise? Some things there's some give and take. And other things aren't up for they're up for discussion, but they're not malleable. So what is essential to you that you can't compromise on, that you cannot compromise on, because it is what you need? And that is not to say that life isn't fluid. Boundaries, you might lay out one specific boundary, one specific need, and that might change over time. But recognizing when you are, toting a line, drawing a line, or being rigid, just kind of being aware of where you can compromise, where you're willing to compromise, and when you're actually not on board to compromise. And how do you spend your time? What are your priorities? What are your priorities? And then what contributions would you like to make in an intimate connection? What will you contribute to the relationship? What are your pattern contributions? And are those coming from an insecurity, the way your parents functioned, something in the past? So there's that doing part. But when you think about being and the energy, what energies will you contribute to a connection? And what challenges you in an intimate connection? So vulnerability, can you allow yourself to be vulnerable? Are you capable of trusting? Are there barriers to trust? And can you build without trust? What do you need to feel that trust to allow yourself to connect on an intimate level, to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are, not who you have chosen to become or you messed up to be? You're just being aware. And above all, what is your promise to yourself? What do you promise to yourself? You're having that heart-to-heart talk with your own self. What do you promise to yourself? And how can you maintain a healthy connection with you? So love coming from you to you, and trusting that until that love, that wholehearted connection within, like trusting that lays the foundation for you to connect wholeheartedly with another, and maintaining a healthy connection to yourself. So what are your basic needs for self-care? What are your basic needs in general in life to feel safe? And what are your basic needs to feel and see love? I do hope this served well. As always, take what resonates. You are your best teacher. So your awareness to your own experience ends up being your best teacher. Thank you for listening. Sat Nam.